Well, alrighty then. Let's see. Think I'm live now. Cool. I do think I'm live. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino. How you guys doing? Welcome back to my channel, the number one place for the more mature entrepreneur who wants to engage in content marketing that specifically drives traffic to their business so that they can do more business. Okay. I've been a coach going into 9 years, specifically focused on business marketing for my clients. And I have thousands of students across the world, accrued over all that time. So I have plenty of experience in multiple business models in terms of helping people to, create content marketing that actually gets them conversions. It can get the micro conversions, like getting people to like or comment or share. But of course, when you're an entrepreneur, the three most important macro conversions are: number one, more people joining your brand based community. Are they subscribing? Are they following? Right. Number two, macro conversion number two is them getting onto your email list. And then macro conversion number three is, of course, the most exciting macro conversion of all when you're an entrepreneur, and that is giving you sales. If your content isn't, nothing and nobody's perfect, but if for the most part your content is not from day to day getting you more followers, more people on your email list, and more sales, your business is broken. And so, through content marketing, even just simply organic content marketing, if your organic content marketing works, you're going to get those three macro conversions and all the fun micro conversions too. And paid advertising is great. I'm not specifically a coach about that. I know people to refer y'all to, but paid ads are great. But if and only if you have proof of concept, meaning just more than family and friends are buying from you, and you can at least have slow but steady growth, from week to week. Give yourself a couple of weeks, like a month, to make sure that all the kinks in your business model and your business presence online are worked out. And even if it's just low and slow baby growth, as you grow your following, as you grow your email list, as you grow, some sales, then I'm more comfortable with you running ads, right? Because ads, when everything's working right in your business, even if you have a teeny tiny baby fire, when you run paid ads, that pours a lot of gasoline on the fire and can blow it up. I've seen it happen a bunch of times. Clients of mine, etc. But if you don't have proof of concept, if you're not getting many, if any, subscribers to your email list, people following you, the 10 people that are following you, most of whom are your family and friends, aren't saying nothing. There's a kink in your business somehow, especially in terms of your content marketing in this example. So running paid ads is like taking a gallon of gasoline, and instead of pouring it even on a teeny tiny baby fire, it's like pouring it onto a pavement or into the dirt. It's a waste of time. So ads have their place, but I'm all about teaching entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small businesses, even large ones now, because now I have multiple six-figure successes, tons of six-figure successes, and of course, a couple of seven-figure successes under my belt since I started coaching really for real in 2013. Okay. So let me greet my students. And today, as promised to those who are on my email list and so on, we are going to go through the heroin rush method. I know that sounds crazy, but heroin isn't what you're thinking it is. It's HEROINE, the heroin rush method, to give your entrepreneurial business like an upgrade. So let me just greet people really quickly, and then we will get in on the training. Lenore Love is first here today. Hey, Miss Lenore, what's going on? And Susie B is here. The Speckled Loon by Susie B is in the house. Heidi is here from Stuff and Junk by Heidi. Michael Cole, what's going on? What's good for you and the fam, Mr. Cole? Carol O'Neill is here. Hi, Carol. Jane Sharkey's here. What's going on, Miss Jane? Is here. And then we have CJam here. It's been a minute. Hey, CJam, what's going on? Ann McDonald is here. And you've been here like every day. Quite a few of you are. Hey, Aaron J, what's going on? Good to see you. Mike Reinhardt is here. Hey, Mike. It's everybody's favorite blacksmith. And Let's see. Okay, I think I've gotten everybody at least who have identified themselves. Okay, so we're going to go into the heroine. If you're a dude or you identified as a dude or you're gender fluid or gender neutral, don't let the word heroine, like HEROINE, turn you off. It's an acronym. It's a nice methodology to follow through on. Oh, hey, Linda Nagoda. Good to see you. Christine's here. C. Pennell Jones is here. Whoop, whoop. Good morning. I know we're all going to have a heroin rush today. What? So make sure if you're excited, this is day 11 of 31 days of free training that's going to go down on this channel every day in January 2022. So if you've missed any of the days, whether it's live or on the replay, missed any of the previous days, here's your 2022 business reboot playlist. Hey, Martha, what's going on? Bridget and Darren are here. What's going on? Miss Bridget from Bridget Upcycle Lawson is in the house. Let me just pin the playlist, and hopefully I remember to do that once this live stream goes into replay. Hashtag live, hashtag replay, everybody. That really helps me out. And yes, if you're excited about having 31 days total straight in January 2022, make sure you hit the big thumbs up button, okay? Because that helps the algorithm push this out and ping it out to more of my subscribers, both while it's live and on the replay. Sandy B is here. Hey, Sandy, don't want to leave you out. And Sandy B says, hashtag live, and Bridget says, thumbs up and shared. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so, all right. Now I'm going to teach you my heroin rush method. But if you've missed any of the previous days from the live stream training, the way I tried to set this up is that, yes, every day could stand on its own, and you should be able to get benefit out of it. But for the best benefit, I've now pinned it on the live. I'll make sure I do it on the replay. I will have the playlist where the first 10 days worth of trainings go, okay? So let's get into it. This is the heroin rush method. And of course, what I'm saying you could use for yourself in your personal life, but I'm not a more garden variety like life coach. I've been a business coach since 2013, and it's really content marketing, organic content marketing, that is my specialty. But as an entrepreneur, we're going to do our best to shoot this teaching through the lens of being an entrepreneur. So just consider you carry yourself around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 if it's a leap year. Now, if your life were a story or like a live stream to the internet so that everyone could follow you around perpetually, like The Truman Show. Anybody ever see that movie, The Truman Show? Let me know in the comments down below, live or on the replay. And if you're replay, hashtag replay, I do look back at least 24 hours looking back, and I will engage with you to, so it is important to me to see who's live when, who's replay when. And if you're on the replay, if you have a question about this training, especially, you can ask in the comments down below, right? When this goes into replay mode. And again, I'll look back for about a day and I will do my best to answer you and make sure that there is no one left behind. Okay. So if your life's a story, kind of like you were in the movie The Truman Show, let me know down below if you've ever seen that. Jim Carrey, I believe, is the star of that show. So if everybody could follow you around on a show or a live stream on the internet, and they could follow you perpetually, ask yourself, you'd be the central focus of that show, right? That everyone else can see. So ask yourself, are you the strong hero or heroine in the story of your life, or are you playing the bad guy where you're your own worst enemy? A couple days ago we were talking about how nobody likes to watch a movie where there's like a sad ending, right? Nobody, that doesn't give you like that satisfying payoff as you're consuming that movie or that show or whatever. You don't like a sad ending. It makes you feel very uncomfortable and very displeased that you spent all your time watching the show just to have like a bad ending. Like everyone dies or something like that. Everyone loses and everyone's sad and destroyed. That's not satisfying for you. It's certainly not satisfying for the people in the show, right? So, are you your own worst enemy and you just won't let up and you just won't allow yourself to clear the hurdles you know you can clear and to deal with the roadblocks that you know are in the way, especially in this case for you as an entrepreneur with your business model, with your content marketing, with any sort of learning curves that you may have to deal with to get a website up or to to be able to deal with content marketing on the regular or whatever. Whatever it is that you're holding back on, maybe consciously and or subconsciously, you just don't believe that your business could ever be successful. So you're afraid of putting yourself out there, and then you launch, say, a product line collection of crickets, or you launch a course or like a boot camp where it's a one-on group live coaching, like maybe in a Facebook group or something, and people pay you and nobody shows up or only two people show up. Embarrassing. But if people are following you around, let's say theoretically you're in a show, you're the hero or the heroine in a show. Are you your own worst enemy? Are you your own bad guy like Demon Horns here? Or are you like a sappy sad sack victim when you nail yourself to the cross? Oh my goodness, I could be with a successful business, or even if my business is profitable, I could have a more profitable business. But all these problems and all these challenges and all these roadblocks, you know, would that be something that someone would want to watch from the outside looking in? Of course not. They'd be like, get down off the cross. We need the wood. Okay. Like, so seriously. And they'd certainly want you, if they had any milk of human kindness, they would want you to not be your own worst enemy. They would not want you to cane yourself to death. They would not want you to block your blessings, especially as an entrepreneur, because we've talked about this in previous days where I really do feel that you have a moral obligation to serve your ideal customer, your niche, that narrowed down slice of society that you want to help. You'll take anyone's money and you can probably help a lot more people, but through your content marketing, your optimization for that content marketing, the custom crafted kind of course or kind of product or kind of digital downloads that you're serving up, you want to help that very specific person with that very specific pain point through your very custom crafted offerings, products, services, a bit of both. People always pay more for products and or solutions that are custom crafted for people just like themselves, right? It's just like if you're buying clothes, off the rack clothes are always going to be cheaper than something that's custom tailored like a suit, right? So that's kind of common sense. But no one's going to get any satisfaction. The people who live with you in your private life, the people who can see you online, no one's going to get any satisfaction if you don't act like the hero or the heroine in your own life story, personally, professionally, or both, right? So if you do want to be the hero or the heroine of your own life story, if you want to be that brand leader that succeeds despite all odds, this is a year your business goes viral, or this is the year that you finally break the plane and go to, depending upon your facts and circumstances, a 5-figure business when you never were before, or a multiple 5-figure business, or 6-figure business, or 7. I have people going for 7 figures this year. I have people that told me last year, one lady was like, we did quote unquote only $94,000 with our business last year. That said, my husband is elated and he couldn't wait for 2022 because we get to do it all over again. And now we know so much more and the learning curves are so much less that we can hit the ground running a whole lot harder in 2022. How many of you out there watching this live or on the replay kind of feel like that kind of customer? Even if your numbers are different, say I, right? And how many of you were like, I never launched, I had a failure to launch, or, I wasn't profitable last year, or 5 figures, what's that like? Or, multiple 5 figures, what's that like, right? And are you sad sacking over it? Well, I understand the inclination if last year was kind of disappointing to you for whatever the reason. So, like, if you do want to be the hero or the heroine in your own business-based story, you want to be that rags to riches, business success, then you have to ask yourself this. If you were in your own version of the Truman Show, how long would anyone else want to tune into your story until they just had to tune out because all you did was marinate in misery, pace and perseverate, fret and sweat? How many say unsubscribes with the YouTube channel of your life earn because it just involves too much negativity and too much I can't, right? Of course you want to be the hero or the heroine of, an engaging, positive, uplifting, like live stream of activity that's broadcast out into the universe. And for those of you that are very woo-woo, you're like, oh, wait a second, my vibe is attracting my tribe, or kind of like law of attraction-esque. I know some people dig it and some people are like, please don't go down that road, Stacey. I want to molt off on my skin and hair when I hear about the law of attraction. We're not going to go, the heroin rush acronym isn't about that per se, but I'll throw it out there. Your vibe does attract your tribe. What you focus on, you will manifest more, whether you look at it in a sense of energy or it's just common sense. Where you focus is where you're going to tend to go mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. So, like, if you want to turn things around for yourself, personally, professionally, on behalf of your business, I have a heroin acronym, and it turns into like a method, an actionable, implementable method, and that at the very least can serve as a mantra that can stick in your life and help you like refocus and pull yourself out of the marinade of your misery, and at the very most can really help you get into implementation very effectively. Even if you've gone through the last, what are we now, 10 days worth of trainings, and you've been layering one on top of another. Again, if you missed any of them, I've pinned the playlist for all the replays thus far. There'll be 31 in total, because 31 videos in total, because we've got 31 days in January, right? So if you like to take notes, grab a pen and a piece of paper, or get something where you can type in the notes on a device or something, because here we go. The heroin acronym, HEROINE. Okay. And if you're a dude or identify as a dude, it's fine. This isn't frilly and silly. H stands for you choosing to highlight the benefits of achieving your why, both personally and professionally. We'll go back and unpack in a minute. So H stands for you choosing to highlight the benefits of actually achieving your personal why and your professional why for 2022. E stands for you engaging with people, places, and things that will help you to achieve your goals. R stands for rewarding yourself every time you achieve a goal, right? Whether it's a baby step goal, a short-term goal, a long-term goal that's still self-contained in 2022, right? So we had 2 days back to back in the series where we talked about how to really set goals that are actual plans. And you have literally the blueprint step by step and the mile markers in them so that you can get those goals. You can cast all the way to December 31st and go back and unpack to get back to where we are now. How much money do you have to make every week? What baby steps do you have to take to get to the short-term goals, to go up every rung of the ladder of a successful 2022? I love how I said we'll go back and unpack, right? So again, H stands for you choosing to highlight the benefits of achieving your why. E stands for you engaging with the people, places, and things to achieve your goals. R stands for rewarding yourself every time you achieve a goal. O stands for perpetually seeking the next opportunity to live in harmony with your why, personally or professionally. Seeking the next opportunity that, to bring more traffic to your business so that you can do more business, right? I stands for choosing to be innovative and not repetitive with your actions. N, as in Nancy, stands for having the nerve to leave your comfort zone more and more often to achieve your goals. And the last E in the Heroin acronym, this one stands for putting all of your energy towards goal achieving consistency. Okay. So if you apply the Heroin acronym, it's a method and a filter. You filter through your activities from day to day. Um, and then you run you run everything through this Heroin rush filter. You'll get like a rush because now you realize, right? Like this when you run things through this Heroin rush filter, this can get you to your goals all the faster, and it'll keep you on the path. You won't fall off the path more than likely to go rubberneck and start making mistakes, right? You're not going to get caught up in extraneous nonsense that's not going to help you. Okay. You will catch yourself when you can write this down on like a 3x5 card. If that's the sort of thing that helps you, you can, you can just have it written out and just post it or even frame it next to your workspace, because every time you're like starting to lose gas, if you highlight the benefits of achieving your why personally and professionally, and a lot of times the professional goals that we set back into making our personal lives better, of course, we're feeling more confident, more successful as entrepreneurs, and achieving our business why might help us hit other goals like financial goals and stuff that will help us in terms of our personal why. Every time you highlight, even on a daily basis, the benefits of achieving your why, you're more likely to stay focused and intentional on every minute by minute. What am I doing that's propelling me forward in terms of going through my SMAART goals, right? And going through, the plan that I've set up to achieve each of them. If you're not highlighting and re-highlighting the benefits of achieving your personal and your professional why, you're going to lose gas. That juicy carrot isn't going to keep you going down the path. All you're going to do is beat yourself with the stick of, I'm not doing it. I need more money personally. I need more money professionally. That's not helping me. You got to take your mind off of and your attention off of what's not working for you and focus on what could work for you and why you want to do it. And if you're only really focusing on engaging with people, places, and things that will help you to achieve your goals, especially your business-based goals, in this example, again, you could use this for personal goals too. But if you're focusing really on engaging with people, places, and things that will help you follow through on your SMAART goals, help you to achieve them, then you know what? If you've got people that are dragging you down to the extent that you can, you're just going to shut them down completely, like you're in the witness protection program, right? Or you're only going to deal with them for as much as you have to and then turn it off because you've got to go focus on what's going to help you to achieve your professional goals. And like we discussed a couple days ago with the goal, not necessarily the goal setting ceremony, but the goal keeping ceremony every day, like about 10 minutes. You might not even always need that much time to sit there and review your progress on your SMAART goals, right? And to reward yourself every time you achieve a goal, to pat yourself on the back. If you're like, I had a bunch of baby step goals today and I took them all down. Maybe just, saying, hey, atta girl, atta guy, way to go, person, I'm happy. We always catch ourselves doing something wrong. We need to start retraining our brain, to catch ourselves doing things right too. I'm not saying you ignore everything else in life that isn't, Pollyanna perfect. That's delusional. But where I really wish you would go is stop rubbernecking on what didn't go wrong and give yourself the opportunity to catch yourself doing things right. The grooves in the wood of negativity and bad habits, of course, are very deep. Most people watching this channel are older. I see my statistics, right? Your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. So, we could have decades worth of failure or decades worth of bad habits. We've lived a lot of life, but we should also give ourselves credit for the decades worth of good things that we've done and good habits that maybe we've been pretty good about observing all along, personally and or professionally. And we should catch ourselves doing things right that way too. But when we're shooting things through the lens of this is 2020, no, this is 2022, and I don't want to get to December 31st, 2022, and I didn't achieve all my goals. My business really didn't grow. It stagnated or it fell backward. You need to have that goal keeping ceremony to make sure that what you are achieving, especially baby step and short-term goals being more like goals that it's 90 days or less, about a business quarter or a season or less to achieve. Um, and then long-term goals are after that. And I do want you to focus on 2022. I know some people are like big and powerful about goals, and you're like, I'm back in the saddle. So fine, you can do like besides your 1 year goals or less, 5, 10, 15, 20-year goals. If that makes you happy, go do it. But for most everyone here, especially if your goal setting and keeping muscles are like blah, they're flabby, let's at least do the low impact workout of looking at 2022, right? So if you're not rewarding yourself every time you achieve a goal in your 10-minute ish or less goal keeping ceremony, then you're not thinking about goals and keeping yourself on task, and you're not being fair to yourself. And if you fall out of integrity with your goals and you notice that during your goal keeping ceremony, again, go back and take a look how to keep your goals. That was a couple days back. And we talk about what to do there and the proper ways to look at it. O stands for perpetually seeking the next opportunity to live your, sure, personal why, but also your professional and business based why too. If you treat your business like a business, the more you do that mentally, emotionally, of course, physically, what you do in the material world to follow through on your business, of course, financially, that's going to show up. As I often say in my pre recorded videos on this channel, when you treat your business like a business, it's more likely to pay you like a business. If you treat your business like a hobby, you'll be lucky if it pays you at all, right? So I'm sure all those goals and those dreams that you have for 2022, where you imagine yourself, you project yourself onto the doorstep of December 31st, 2022. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm sure you want done just professionally or in light of your business, personally too. How are you going to get there if you're not constantly seeking the next opportunity to do what's best for your business, right? I stands for being innovative and not being repetitive. I don't want you pacing and perseverating. I don't want you doing the same bad habits, even personally. Like if you're like, wow, I'm really good at social media marketing, but I don't have a website at all. You need to be innovative. I don't care if you follow a step-by-step how-to tutorial on YouTube. You need to get some sort of basic website up, and every week just add a little something to it. Google will love you because you're keeping it fresh. And at least if somebody opens up another tab in their browser when they run across your business, I don't know, anywhere else, you will seem more like a real business. Google it if you don't believe me. This isn't the gospel according to Stacey Storino. You will find that about 60% of people will never buy from you if you don't have a website at all. Another way not to be repetitive with your actions is if you're paranoid schizophrenic about sending out emails, you better get used to it. Be innovative and find a way. Get an email course, or get, follow through on some free trainings if you've got to, and make sure that you're sending emails. You're looking at your analytics to see what your click-through rate is, your open rate is, all that sort of thing, any sort of engagement rates on emails or social media. Be innovative. Your analytics will tell you what's working and what's not. And when people who are your subscribers or people who are like your subscribers are online and when they're most active, and be innovative from week to week and look at your analytics going back 1 week at a time. And it's hard not to innovate with that data so that your emails get higher click-through rates and open rates. Your social media posts get more engagement and reach more of the right people. Nerve, N is nerve to leave your comfort zone. We have talked about leaving your comfort zone. There's at least 3 videos in this series so far that will help you do that. And you really have to E, that last E in the Heroin acronym. That's about putting all your energy towards goal achievement consistency, right? So let me just check in with you guys. I wanted to make sure I wrapped my arms around the whole training, right? So let's see. Bridget, get LOL, get down off the cross. We need the wood. I'm so using that. Every time you want to nail yourself to the cross, say, get down off the cross. In my case, Stacey, we need the wood. I've had to say that to myself. I don't default to that so much. Any of my long-term students know. They wouldn't be surprised to hear that. But I've had to catch myself with that too. Bridget says, I bet Truman was inspiration for Big Brother House. Carol says, yes, Truman Show. My show would be chaos, but that's why I'm here. I'm trying to get control and set up a plan. I run on chaos. Oh, Mike Reinhardt says, I. Bridget says, thank you, Mike. Let's see. Toxic Velcro. I hear you. Hey, Kenneth James. Oh, no. Hold on. Sorry. The porn people came. There we go. I told you, once you get your channel up to a certain size, you're going to get people definitely putting in appropriate stuff. Or bots, really. It's not even people. It's bots. Kenneth James is here. Hashtag live. Thank you, Kenneth. Toxic Velcro. Yep. Okay. So in terms of where I brought you with this training right now, what stands out to you? What speaks to you right now about that training? And while I'm waiting for responses, because I know there's a little bit of a delay, I would say as a wrap up, if you apply the Heroin Rush method or the Heroin Rush acronym, Heroin, it's a play on words. It is kind of drug paraphernalia, but it's attention getting, not what is it? Heroin. If you throw the E at the end, now it's no longer drug paraphernalia. It's the Heroin acronym, or like the Heroin Rush method. It's going to keep you, rushing along on the right path. You're less likely to fall off the path if you keep every word in the acronym in mind, to make sure that your focus remains where it needs to be. If you apply the Heroin acronym, let's say, to yourself, and you use it as a filter through which you would run all of your beliefs, thoughts, words, and deeds, especially as it affects your business. You might be pretty good in your own personal life, but then for some reason the other shoe drops when we're working on our business, whether it's a side hustle or it's something we really can do full time, or at least full time while the kids are in school or whatever. So depending upon your facts and circumstances. But if you're using the Heroin acronym and you're applying it to yourself and your business as a filter through which you'll run your entrepreneurial beliefs, thoughts, words, and deeds as you implement, trust me, you're never going to be the victim again. This is the way that you take yourself from victim, get down off the cross because we need the wood, INRI. This is how you go from victim to victor, right? And you won't be casually consuming everything that goes on around you and getting distracted by that and allowing yourself to self-sabotage. You're going to actually be more excited to binge watch on the now of your life, right? And you're excited about what's going to happen next, right? In your business. You can't wait, because the more you are highlighting, engaging, rewarding, seeking the next opportunity to benefit your business, being innovative, not just in terms of your business and its offerings, of course you should be, but in terms of your content marketing and your follow through in your content marketing, in terms of your email marketing and following through on your email marketing, and just getting the nerve every time you have to leave your comfort zone, because more likely than not, especially when you're putting on your entrepreneurial hat, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, because even if you have years worth of experience running your own business, if you're not used to content marketing at all, and or email marketing at all, or you just never got a website together or anything like that, you're going to have to leave your comfort zone. You are. But if you put all of your energy towards goal achieving consistency, saying December 31st is there, I want to show up. I love you, honey. Have a great day. I want to show up on the doorstep of December 31st going, wow, I either achieved everything I wanted to, or I had a couple things that it came up a little short. But man, looking back to January 2022, I'm really glad that I didn't just show up for all the free training with Stacey, but that I didn't just sit there and go, oh, I feel really good and I got like a contact high from it. I actually made a I actually implemented and it made a difference for me in my life. Okay. And I do have a book to recommend for those that are looking for a new book to read. And I'm not going to like drop a link to it or anything. It's not like that. Do you 12 Laws to Access the Power in You to Achieve Happiness and Success by Russell Simmons. So, yep, that's my training. Speckled Loon says, oh, hey, Kim Clark. Good to see you. Speckled Loon, I used to work in corporate America, so I always appreciate a good acronym. I thank you. Bridget says, I have trouble rewarding myself even for baby steps. That's part of the training I'm doing in an ADHD group that I'm into. Oh, that's good. That's good. And they're right. Sandy B says, holding up the mirror to really see myself will fix 99% of the problems. I am my own worst enemy. Sandy B, thank you for your vulnerability and transparency in terms of posting that. Everybody gives Sandy B love. She deserves it. Live and on the replay. She deserves it. And if you're getting value out of this training, make sure that you give this video a big, big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do already. It's going to be 31 days in January of free live stream training. So you want to make sure that you also click that bell notification and select all so that you are more likely to be pinged when I go live. Pre-recorded videos, I am hoping we can get those out starting tomorrow. There's one thing I want to do. I'm going to have a new opt-in, so I just want to make sure that funnel is working right. And then we will have, because I haven't had a new opt-in in a while. So Sandy B, not only am I proud of you for your transparency and your vulnerability, you know, acknowledging that you're your own worst enemy, especially if it's true, knowing is half the battle, but the other half is implementation. So Sandy, besides holding up the mirror to remind yourself, I'm the one blocking my blessings, because, that'll help to snap you back to reality. I'm not saying there's no utility in that. Tell me now what it is you're going to do so that you are the hero, or in this case, the heroine of the story of your life. If you knew that what you were doing could be seen, there was a reason why I cited to The Truman Show, if you saw that movie. And give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help push it out, both live and on the replay. Forget about me. It's to get it in front of more students, okay? So, live and on the replay. But there's a reason why I cited to The Truman Show. It wasn't until late in the movie. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but kind of spoiler alert if you didn't see it, but it doesn't give away the ending. At some point, Truman does become aware of the fact that people are seeing every moment of his life. And he's like, whoa. But if you knew that everyone could see every moment of your life, what would you do differently? What things do you find yourself doing that you need to stop? And in some cases, cold turkey. And it's not always as simple as alcohol or drugs and stuff like that. I hate to say it, but those are more obvious things that people watching live or on the replay, and for goodness sakes, you certainly don't have to, out yourself here. But if you need to go into a 12-step program, or you're like, I finished one, but I really should be going to AA or Al-Anon or something, or I need to speak to a psychiatrist and or a licensed talk therapist. I have some mental illness. I do need to have it dealt with. And even if I'm talking to somebody once a month just for maintenance, I deserve the maintenance. I will be better in my personal life. I will be better in my professional life, right? But if you knew that people were following you around all day and you're like, I'm just starting my business, or I'm restarting my business, or my business is profitable, but I want to grow it to the next level, you announce it to the audience. You're not like Truman, where up until a certain part, in theory, you didn't even think anyone was watching you. And you say, okay, audience that's now weirdly going to follow me around all the time. Like, I promise you, these are my goals, and I'm not getting to December 31st, 2022 without hitting them. If you sat there and you knew that people could see you, what would you not do anymore? Even putting aside dumb, just things that are clearly deleterious or bad for you personally and or professionally. So besides like no alcohol, no drugs, no overeating, no, maybe I want to be done with smoking or vaping, whatever. It's not the best for me. And plus I can reroute money back into anything from debt repayment to investing into my business. Okay, like those more obvious things aside, what would you not do anymore? Because I have to tell you, like, how many people are going to watch me live or on the replay, and then they're going to get off and they're going to get on the phone with their mother, who may be, or fill in the blank if it's not mom. I shouldn't always bastardize mom. And then you're going to hear the litany of everything that happened to her bad today, or your friend or whatever. What toxic people do you find that consciously and or subconsciously you end up being attracted to? You let them fall into your life, and they are holding you back from what you need to do professionally and personally. What stuff do you listen to? What nonsense shock jock, dumb reality TV stuff? What reruns do you constantly watch that isn't really helping to propel your life forward? Now, I don't really care in one sense if you're like listening to shock jocks or watching repeats of stuff. If you're capable of multitasking and that's just kind of soothing to you, but it would never hold you back, then obviously that's not your problem. But like, how many times do you do stuff? You say one thing, and for 5, 10, 15 minutes, you're on fire. And then the next time the audience is like following you around and they see just how quickly you never finish that website anyway. Oh my God. Like, if you have a course like Ultimate Architect and you even have customer service built into that course, if you really hate tech and it really sucks, it's way cheaper to get the course with the built-in customer service for life. Renee hasn't, relaunched it yet, but she will this year. And she's still supporting it for the foreseeable future. I mean, I know that Handmade Titan University and Launch Ugly are her three things, right? So, it's not available right now for purchase, but like, or otherwise you could, if you're like, I don't really suck at tech. I just haven't built a website in a while and I don't want the course. Like, you could find something on YouTube and go step by step if you needed to. And you could put something up, or, but if you're like, I know that I would rather not turn off 60% of all people who are researching me kind of like on a first impression basis, so I'll go work on that website. That's going to be me. I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone. The audience is watching you, they're cheering you on, and then you just don't anyway. What's that audience going to do, right? If you're going to pace and perseverate and fret and fret and fret and not follow through on anything, or you start dealing with something you feel very uncomfortable as you write up an email to your list, you're going to send traffic to your website. Maybe you do have a website up. Good for you. And you say, well, and I have at least an evergreen product line collection up, or I'm a coach and a course creator, so I have some digital offerings up for sale, or I have a course that I could sell day in and day out. Renee follows the launch method. I've been doing that, and I think I'm going to go hybrid. So that's something I got to work on too. We're all in process, right? So like, but are you like saying to yourself then, well, all I'd have to do really is I could either run a site-wide sale if that's appropriate to my business model, or, I'm just going to drive traffic to my evergreen offerings. And then you go, well, I don't want to get the unsubscribes. I'm scared. I don't want people thinking I'm too aggressive. You're a business. Businesses sell things, right? Someone gets off your email list. They weren't going to buy from you anyway, right? So you have to be like, what would the audience do? You just spoke to the audience and said all the things that you want to do by the time you hit December 31st, 2022. When what you do minute to minute, hour by hour, day by day falls out of integrity with that, wouldn't the audience be frustrated at you? But you're the one who's in control of what you think, what you say, and what you do, and who you think, say, and do things to or with or whatever's appropriate. That's on you. You're a grown ass adult. Like, what are you doing? So, okay, so Kim Clark says, I've already taken so many notes. Good girl, Kim. Playing catch up on the rest of the videos in the series just as soon as this live is over. Cool. And Jane admits, and I will too. I mean, for me, it's like rare, but it happens to me. But Jane's like, yes, it's difficult to stay on that path. And sometimes it is. Miss Tiffany's here. Hi, Miss Tiffany. What's going on? All right. CJM says, thank you, Stacey. Cool. Bridget says the energy part has to follow all of the others or it's wasted effort. That's why I put that acronym in the order that I did, right? So Sandy B says, I'm going to get out of my own head and just do it afraid. I know I have a great product and I hide behind them because of my self-esteem and mother issues. I am my product and I need to hold my head up. Everybody, please go and give her love. And I already see Heidi, who's an absolute sweetheart, cheering her on, because that's a lot of vulnerability and transparency out on the interwebs of things for Sandy. But what that's also telling me, so I'm so proud of you, Sandy. But what that's also telling me is that Sandy's serious about turning these things around. And whether she needs a licensed talk therapist or a psychiatrist to help her through, even if it's once a month, just to kind of like, it's like driving a car. Every so often you need to like get the oil changed and make sure your air filters are clean. It's not like there's something wrong with the car. In fact, if you don't do those things, eventually there will be something wrong with the car. Okay, everybody deserves maintenance, and that's all of us too, right? So, and Bridget, how did I miss that? Because Bridget's usually a sweetheart too. She says, go, Sandy. So Sandy is serious about this, right? And Heidi says, love and appreciate your tough love. Can't tell you how many times I find myself watching Gilmore Girl reruns when I could be doing something more productive. Well, thank you for being honest. Okay. Carol says, I'm still full steam ahead. You go, girl. It took me 2 hours last night to make a 50-second video in Canva. It's okay because I'm learning and creating content for a sale. So you can definitely see you've been at this for a while too. Carol, you're not a newbie to business. But you can see that there's not only a light at the end of the tunnel. If you really want to hit your income producing goals, there's got to be a time that yes, you can run a site wide sale, or yes, if you're a coach, cart open, cart close sequences start. But you have to warm up the pizza oven before you slide in the pizza to bake it to get a successful pie. You can't just, I mean, you could and you might get some results, but usually you won't, or they won't be great. You can't just be like, hey, cowabunga, here I am with a sale out on social, and then be like, it's like crickets. If you didn't already have a really live audience that's very involved with each other and you when you show up, I mean, you can't live in your groups all the time, but when you admin your groups, like, seriously, then you can't drop something off ice cold and expect it to work, right? If you're a 7-figure business, multiple 6-figure business, 6-figure business, and you've got a pretty warm to hot audience, occasionally you can kind of like, cheat. But some people remember Onika Ben Schwartz from Design Pretty, and she's so busy, she can't be here anymore. She's grown with me and poof, she's gone away. But she does watch these things on replay sometimes. So hi, Onika, I love you. But she had admitted, I don't know, it had to be a year ago. She's like, something weird happened. Like I ran a sale and I haven't had a goose egg in a very long time. And I'm like, well, wait a second. Like, what did you do to warm up your audience? Warn your email list that something's coming. If they're not like dive bombing on everything, no matter what did you do to, warm up social? Did you do a live stream and a replay to kind of let everyone know a big opportunity is coming, to save, or you're launching a new, I think it was like a subscription box service she was launching. And she said, oh, that's it. I didn't do anything. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, well, at least right? You're not like, God hates me and he doesn't want my business to be successful. The universe detests me. I mean, Onika would never do that anyway. That's just silly. But, seriously. So even someone who's an advanced student of mine, it can happen. Just because you're advanced doesn't mean that everything that you do, no matter how, God you've done it, or if you didn't even bother to warm up that pizza oven, it doesn't mean you can get away with it all the time, right? So I would never encourage you to do that. So let's see. And Heidi, I don't even care. Like I said, like if you're watching Gilmore Girls, but it's a perfect time for you to, watch that, you can toggle back and forth. Us older folk, we're used to multitasking, right? Millennials talk about contact transfer and it's not the best thing to do. And I'm like, do you know what though? Like I can certainly run the dishwasher and clean my house and I'm multitasking. Stop. Okay. And the more flaming batons we have to juggle, the harder it is for you to just do one thing at a time. So, like, if you're the type of person where you can put something on in the background and you're like, okay, now I'm going to do something rote and boring AF that I wouldn't want to do or just don't do enough of. And so while I'm streaming the Gilmore Girls, I'm going to clean out all the unsubscribes from my list, and delete them. Okay, as long as you're productive, then I don't care that you're watching the Gilmore Girls. For my physical product space people, sitting there assembling things or packing and shipping stuff out is something you could do without getting distracted and you listen to a shock jock or like a crazy lunatic like me, then guess what? As long as you're productive, I don't give a crap. Simple bill pay things, or you're playing your own bookkeeper and you're capable of doing that and not suffering from contact transfer, then it's fine. The problem is when you go down a rabbit hole where that thing gets all of your attention, then it's not cool. All right. So I just want to clarify so people are like, you're a killjoy, Stacey, if I don't clarify. Yeah, Carol says I'm going to hit it. There's no room for failure. Well, you go, girl. And you know what? You really are good at following through, Carol Tedesco O'Neill. So I know that you will do it. Sandy B says, Carol, yes, once you learn, you can sail through. And I want to say something really quick because I see others have commented and I will get to you. I swear to God, you want to look at the very first videos that I ever posted. Because Sandy says, let me just set the table for this really quickly. Sandy said, I know I have a great product and I hide from people because of my self-esteem mother issues. I am my product and I need to hold my head up. So let's just say Sandy is a coach and a course creator like me. So, you are your brand, right? Even if your brand isn't eponymous or your name, you are your brand. You're going to be the brand leader. And I say to all of you, even product space people, please don't hide behind a logo on social. Like your little icon should be a picture of you making good eye contact, big smile, confident, shoulders thrown back. It shouldn't be your whole body. Then you're tiny. You want people to see the whites of your eyes and a big smile. You never have a second chance to make a first impression. So even digitally, even though you're not going to shake somebody's hand, they want to see the business owner, because millennial and younger, and even young at heart Gen Xers, they don't want corporate America. They don't want to buy from a logo. They want to buy from a person. Even if you have a shop, you have a team, you have helpers, they kind of want to know who's running the show there. Because people buy from people and businesses, even small and medium-sized businesses that they know, like, and trust, right? So let's just say Sandy B is like me and she is a coach. And she's like, man, but I might have a lot of learning curves. Like, okay, for example, I know I have to have a YouTube channel at some point, beginner to intermediate. I've got to have a YouTube channel up. YouTube's the second largest search engine on planet Earth. It is the largest video search engine on Earth. It's like somebody goes to the library to start helping themselves learn things and implement, right? So as a coach or a course creator, really any business owner, but as a coach or a course creator, it's hard not to really do good business if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you don't have videos stocked on it, especially the show notes, if you don't have ways for people to click. Like if you look in the show notes, I have a bunch of different offerings, and believe me, just my affiliate income alone is pretty decent from month to month. So, but if you're not out there showing your face on live streams slash replays, if you're not out there doing edited videos that, people can search on to start to get answers to their questions, and then they decide they need to be in a closer relationship with you and they buy from you. And this is really any business model, but let's just look at the Coach Course Creation set. I want y'all, when you have a moment, to go look at the Woman-101 YouTube channel. Mike, Keith, I still want you to do it. Look at the first video I ever did. You will see. You really will get better and more confident as you go. You have no choice but to improve if you stick with it. And when I say it could be anything. It could be whatever kind of bugaboo is bothering you. It could be whatever hurdle that you can clear, but you just find yourself dancing up to it and running away anyway. And then there's actually the roadblocks and the challenges that they're not hurdles. It might take some work, and you might have to climb over that challenge. You might have to dig your way under it. You might have to do the longhand math and walk around it. Or heck, you might need to take a stick of dynamite and throw it at it and it blows up, right? But if you look at the Woman-101 YouTube channel, oh my goodness, I haven't put a video up on there in years. I think I might have put one or two things up in 2013. You really want to look, I think it's in 2014, in my student groups. I will post later on today, at least some of my student groups, the bigger ones. I will post that video. The first video, the video I'm talking to you about, where I shot my first, for real YouTube video, my first talking head video, and I'd never shot one before. And so you think you're bad, you think you have a lot of learning curves to go through. I kid you not. This is how I know I have all of you beat in two different ways. Number one, I was such a raging ding dong that I had no idea that I shot my video vertical or portrait, as they say, instead of horizontal or landscape. It was the only way that YouTube would take material until last summer when they launched shorts, right? Or last year or so when they launched shorts, because YouTube shorts are shot vertical, but they never had that before. Okay. I was such a dingbat that when I shot my YouTube video, here I am as a coach, and make sure you hire me. I shot it in vertical instead of horizontal, or portrait instead of landscape. And what ended up happening was, when I uploaded the video, there were two black thick bars to either side of the video, and it was totally the wrong aspect. So number one, ain't none of you gonna make that mistake, okay? Number two, get this, there's lipstick across my teeth in that first video. I kid you not. It's not only embarrassing enough that I didn't catch the lipstick that went across my teeth. And oh no, it was not a light shade. It's embarrassing enough I didn't catch it while I shot the thing. And I uploaded it and I started editing it. I was so scared because I have PTSD, legitimately. Diagnosed, everything. I was so scared because I hate tech, and I do. And I'd never shot a YouTube video, not for real before, like a talking head video. I might have two faceless videos on that channel. I don't know if I hid them or not. They were used for marketing. I did get some business, but not from this video, I guarantee you. It's bad enough I had the lipstick on my teeth then while I was editing it in iMovie, and I'd never done that before either. I was so nervous. It was like fog of war. I just edited the video and got it into MP4 format and uploaded it. And I missed the entire time the lipstick on my teeth. I kid you not. Nobody is going to make both those mistakes. You might not make either of those mistakes. And look at me now. I have a multiple six-figure business. I have launched 7-figure businesses. Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill went from barely profitable in 2015-16 to two-ish years being a 7-figure business. And it's beat itself year over year since. And last year they did over 1.3 million. Seriously. Honestly, they were this close to selling it in 2015. It was barely profitable. And they bought it in 2002. I have lots of students who are six figures or close now, tons more that are multiple five-figure businesses. Who's gone on and they're pushing to multiple six-figure businesses now? Seriously. But if you looked at me back then and you saw that video back then, and I'm like, hey, I'll be your life coach, dude, you would not have hired me. It was the most intergalactically, mind-numbingly, bone-crushingly stupid video I ever could have made. Holy crap. You're going all the way back to 2014. So if you have a lot of learning curves to master, especially if you're older and you've been practically a Luddite when it comes to tech, I've been there. It doesn't come naturally to you, even if you apply yourself. I've been there. You have PTSD or some sort of anxiety disorder. I have PTSD legit diagnosed. I was a train wreck. I cannot tell you how hard I had to struggle. Tears, crying. And we're talking about editing a video in iFreaking movie. You don't even need to buy a course for that. Just look it up on YouTube. Step by step, click by click. This is how you edit things in iMovie. But this was way out of my comfort zone back then. I'm coaching other people to get out of it and it's working. And for me, I'm pretty good about a lot of things. With tech, ew. And I'd never shot myself before on YouTube. So if you're like Sandy B or anybody else and you're like, I'm struggling and I'm my own product, and or I know that I should be the brand leader, I should be the face of the company, at least some content should show me in there, because I get that people buy from businesses and business owners that they like. But Stacey, oh my God. No. Go look at that video. Oh my freaking God. And yet I'm here today. Thousands of students, paid students under my belt, going into 9 years of coaching. I kid you not. So I lived to tell the tale. Was it ugly? Yeah, it put the ugh in ugly. I kid you not. But you know what? It worked. All right. Let me go here. No, I'm not going. Hold on. So that 50-second video in Canva, Carol, will never be as bad as my YouTube video, ever. Hi, Marilyn Roselle. CJam, your lessons have grown our business exponentially. That's awesome for me to know. If I somehow skip that. Tiffany says, and thank you for your transparency and vulnerability here, Tiffany. Yeah, I usually try to talk to my therapist twice a month. It's always nice to even just vent and feel validated, especially being a mama. Sandy, it's freaking hard. Any and all support is awesome. Well, that's super healthy for you to do for yourself, Heidi. And it's really good leadership that you're sharing with these people in the group. Everybody cheer on Heidi if you so choose. Let's see. So Stuff and Junk by Heidi said, this morning I just wanted to sleep and watch a replay, but I made a pact with myself to watch as many lives as I could this month, creating this habit of getting up earlier each day. That's cool. So once we're into February and I go back to my weekly lives, once a week on Wednesdays right now at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, the replays will be available there too. You know what, though? You've opened up a space for yourself, Heidi, where you can fill it with other activities that can have your entire focus, right? Or you could play me or somebody else on YouTube and have that in the background to kind of give you like the extra turbo boost to follow through. So CJM's like, you go, Carol. Carol says, I'm planning email, Facebook, Instagram warm-ups. Cool. And then my first live demo, a product, and then launch sale. Hey, Carol, that's a great ABT sequencer, always be teasing. So I got to tell you, gold star on that. So we're talking about the Gilmore Girls. Heidi says, I've learned that my 90s rap is better for house cleaning. That's cool. And musicals are great from when I'm working, but I have to keep the TV off. I become a zombie, and zombie Heidi is no fun. Zombie Heidi might be having fun, but she's no fun for her business. So I hear that. And Tiffany says, yes, I work better watching something I've seen at the same time. Zombie Heidi. That's super cute, though. It is. So I agree. I totally agree. For some of you, you can multitask like that. And if it works, then work it. But I'm just telling you, for most people, it might not work. It might be the contact transfer thing. And so you want to make sure that you're putting your focus where you need to put it. So just in case you're like, my content sucks, go take a look at that video, laugh your face off, and you will be like, nope, it doesn't suck that bad. No, it doesn't. And if Stacey could be a successful coach and make really decent coin at what she's doing, then Lord in heaven knows I've got a better start than Stacey had. I will get to where I need to go faster and more efficiently. Okay. Jane Sharkey says, thanks for sharing your beginner mistakes. That is so encouraging to know that it even happened to you. You're welcome. And that's the only reason why I've not taken that god awful channel and either deleted it or, hidden the videos. Like I said, maybe the very first two faceless videos that I had, I've hidden, or they may be up there. I don't know. That shows you how long it's been, but that's not clearly my first YouTube channel. Okay. So this channel, I grew from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in 10 months. Okay. And then I got injured, and then I got COVID, and then I had long COVID, and I kind of started to put scattershot some content up to start building and warming YouTube back up again. And now, as long as God don't throw anything else at me for a while anyway, now we're back to the consistency that I like. And like I said, January is every day. And January, we will have the live stream and the replays. Gray Lynn, my ADHD needs something else playing in order to work. Either YouTube, movies, or really loud, heavy music. Well, you know what works for you best, so for sure. But I want you to go through the Heron acronym, and I want you guys to, for those of you who are popping in late, I already covered it. There's just one more thing that I want to say, and then I think we're in a good place for now. But that heroin rush kind of method, or the heroin acronym, will definitely help you to be more intentional in terms of, it can help you in your personal life too, but in terms of your business, especially the stumbling blocks that are just going to be really, really hard to get through. Maybe you can knock off, if you're more focused, a whole bunch of baby step goals, maybe even some short-term goals. But there are a couple short-term to long-term goals contained inside 2022 that we all don't want to deal with, myself included. But we have to say to ourselves, if I want to show up on the doorstep of December 31st, feeling pretty darn accomplished, and I've accomplished all my goals, or I may have fallen a little bit short on a couple, but man, I'm basically almost there. You want to be proud when you get to December 31st. And you ain't going to do that if you keep falling back into default mode. So that heroin acronym will help you. So make sure that you watch the replay. The only other thing I'm going to say really quickly is, and this has been something common since I started coaching people really in 2013 and 14 and beyond, I would have people say to me, live streams weren't really more commonplace on platforms, even with Meerkat, like RIP Meerkat and stuff like that, until around, I'd say 2015 to 16, when Facebook really rolled it out. YouTube was somewhere around there later, maybe. When live streams got to be more prolific, of course, on more platforms, of course, I was encouraging students to go there. My first live stream for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, I had over 6,300 people on the first one. And then for a lot of them, since I stayed Monday through Friday for years, I could have 2,000 to 3,000 people between the live stream and the replay. I was one of the most successfully and largely watched video podcasts in the Hudson Valley region for quite a time. 2020 got really weird, and we tamped down on social because some people were really upset that we were even open. Most were not. But then, of course, laying low or turning off live streams for a time, it's a slow buildup. And I've had some health struggles in the background, but hopefully those are done, so I can go back to doing that stuff regularly for Joe's. But you got to build back up again. But the last thing I want to say is, and this is something I had to tell myself, and I've told my students since back 2013, 14, they would be like, Stacey, I can't take photo shoots of myself right now and use some of that as content and or on my website. And then later when we were talking, or I can't create videos for my sales pages or for my product listing pages on my website. And then later on, when live streams came out, I can't go live. I can't shoot YouTube videos. How could I do that? I'm 10 pounds overweight, 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not handsome enough. Or for the gender neutral, I'm not comely enough. I'm not attractive enough? How about I look older, I have wrinkles, I have gray hair, I don't know what to do. Like, no one's going to like that. No one's going to show up and watch that. Here's the bottom line. Again, if you go look at that first like talking head video from me on the Woman Dash 101 YouTube channel from back in the day, I've got to be 35 pounds lighter than I am right now. And I'm still slowly but surely losing weight. So can you imagine? Like, I was 210 pounds. And so if the camera adds 5 pounds, because that's everybody's like, oh, the camera adds 5 pounds. Oh my God, that's horrible. I can't do it, Stacey. I have to wait until I lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because I slowly but surely built up a business that got to 6 figures and then a multiple 6-figure business. And I'm still not my goal weight now. I would say I want to lose another 30 pounds. So, if I sat there and waited until I lost 60, 70 pounds, I still wouldn't have launched. You can't afford to do that either. And here's the thing. There are a lot of people who are very, there are a lot of people who are very much in the same boat you are, right? They're very much in the same boat that you are because they're not perfect either, right? In other live streams that I've done here or in my one-on group paid student groups, we've talked about how like sometimes we have to have a baby in a sling, or sometimes we've got a toddler pulling on us while we're doing like a live trunk show or demo, or we're doing some free coaching if we're also coaches and course creators, right? Like sometimes people see and or hear that. They hear our kids running up the hall even if they don't come in. And it's like, you know what? But how many people are parents? How many people were parents, their kids are grown, and instead of being annoyed by that, they smile and they go, oh, that's me too. How many people are not their goal weight? How many people feel that they're not as attractive, handsome, comely, fill in the blank, as they used to be or ever? If we all just waited until we were perfect, we would wait until we died and went to heaven. So please park the perfectionism, because it's not going to get you anywhere. And most people are in the same or similar boat that you are in too, right? Graylin is right. Or sometimes we homeschool 2 kids, of course. Stuff and Junk by Heidi says, so I got live with clean face, clean brushed hair, and just go and roll with it. Yup, absolutely. All right, so if you missed the Heroin Rush acronym, make sure that you go back, because it really was very useful for a lot of folks. I know that people were telling me they were taking notes, and it's helping them. And tomorrow, when we go live, so that's January 12th, it'll be day 12 in this series. We're going to talk about recruiting a better posse on behalf of our business. This is our dream team. And no, I'm not just going to be talking about like independent contractors, although we will allude to it. It's not really the main thrust, spoiler alert, of what we're talking about. And it's not just bringing on part-time to full-time employees, although that will be a tiny little bit of like a dream team. I really want you to think about assembling a dream team that's going to help you in your everyday life. Sure, this could help you personally, but it also how it's going to show up to make your life and your situation even more frictionless and helpful to you as an entrepreneur. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how a dream team equals success support for you. All right. So I will talk to you guys later. Happy Tuesday. Bye. Make sure you watch the replay if you missed any of this.